Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast with Emmy, Hikins, and Trevor.
The gender roles are still a bit stacked in men's favour, just the way it can be perceived. So there's still some way to go. But with regard to the football, more recently, Chelsea women's team, they won a few weeks ago the Women's FA Cup. Do you know how much their prize from the FA was?
No.
£25,000. Now, a few weeks ago, again, as you well know, 25,000 was the prize, the award they got for winning the Women's FA Cup, right? From the authorities. Well, just remind me, cuz, which was the men's team that won the FA Cup recently? Oh, yes, it was my team, wasn't it? It was Crystal Palace. Well, do you know how much they got, a men's team to win the FA Cup? 1.8 million. 1.8 million pounds. So the 25,000 is not much more than 1% of what the men got. Now, you know, the crowd was a big crowd there, about 48,000 at Wembley to watch Chelsea. Obviously, the men's were about 85,000. That's kind of a full house. Yeah. So Chelsea got 25,000. Now, there's another men's competition called the FA Vase, you've probably heard of, and that's a much lesser competition than the FA Cup, but still played, I believe, at Wembley. And the winners this year were Warrington Rylands up in Warrington there. And their prize money, bearing in mind Chelsea ladies got 25,000.
Yeah.
The Warrington team, with a crowd of 6,000, got just under £48,000, pretty much double what Chelsea got. Now, I only say these numbers not to have a go at anybody, but it does seem that the odds are stacked against the women's game. Now, the last 5 years, it's come on leaps and bounds. And let's just make the point, in a couple of weeks' time, early July, our England women's team will be setting out to defend their Euros title. So that's going to be a good competition for about 4 weeks for us. I hope football fans across the board will watch that and support our team. And so they've come a long way, but there's not the money invested. People say, well, it's a market force. If not so many people go to the women's game, they can't expect the same salaries. And these things take a long time. But actually, thanks to Sky. The company Sky, who show women's games the last 2-3 years, maybe more, on a regular basis. So they've injected a lot of money into the game. And I guess that will go on as it becomes more popular. In the next 2 years, the WSL, the Women's Super League, is going to have 2 extra teams. So it'll go from 12 to 14, I guess with the eventual aim of going up to 20, like the Premier League in the men's game. So they are making progress. There's no question about it. There's some very good women's footballers across the board in the WSL and the teams below the main league. So, we talked about suffragettes and the fight to get equality. Today's women's footballers, they're fighting for their equality. And I think it's good for all people who like sport, who like football fans, and are proud, let's say it, they're proud of our country, proud of England and our teams. Let's support them. Let's support them in the Women's Euros and hope that they actually come back with the bacon sort of thing. So, the women's football, there's a long way to go, but they are getting there. And it's great to see that as time goes by, more money is going into the game, which you never know, it could bring back what they had just after the First World War, when the women's game was more popular than the men's game. Yeah. So quite a thought to finish on that, isn't it?
Yeah. I was just thinking, who is really responsible for, suppressing the women's progress? Because you and I, we'll gladly support them, won't we? So
what do you mean? Do you mean football, or do you mean generally? Women generally?
Yeah, I just mean generally. And
I think most men support women in their fight for equality, don't they?
Absolutely. Yeah. So what sort of men was responsible for this oppression or suppression that has happened over the years. What kind of men are the men that have done it? Or is it women that have done it? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, you're asking sort of rhetorical questions, really.
I am. Yes.
And we, as I say, we don't do politics.
No,
we don't. But we could also say, in very general terms, what sort of people allow terrible things to happen in any country, in any situation, seemingly for years. And for most of us, we can't begin to understand why. We could go back to slavery. What sort of people would have enslaved people from other countries to make them slog their guts out on boats and all sorts of things? We could say the same thing. And it does come back down to, I think, individuals and groups of people standing up.
The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.